Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now. Guys, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is nothing short of explosive for the NFC South and ultimately for the Atlanta Falcons. We're witnessing what could turn out to be one of the most intriguing trade rumors of the 2025 NFL season, and trust me, it's a game changer. The Miami Dolphins, who find themselves struggling badly this year, sit at a 1-6 record, and their defense, which was supposed to be a strength, is actually surrendering a staggering 29. 4 points per game. That's not just bad, it's historically bad, and the Dolphins are clearly looking for ways to shake things up, to retool and reconfigure their roster for a quick rebuild. And here's where it gets crazy. They're reportedly eyeing a blockbuster trade involving none other than Jalen Waddle, the Dolphins' dynamic wide receiver. Sources close to the league have hinted that Miami is planning to send Waddle to the Atlanta Falcons in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft and a third-round pick in 2025. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like a blockbuster, right? But it's not just about picks. This move, if it happens, would mean Miami is making a clear statement. They're prioritizing cap relief, freeing up around $13 million to make further moves and embarking on a rebuild. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, this isn't just about adding a talented receiver. It's about changing the entire offensive dynamic, boosting their chances to contend in a tough NFC South. Let's break down the context because, honestly, this isn't just about a trade. It's about the ripple effects. The Falcons, currently sitting at 3-4, have been trying to find offensive consistency all season long. After losing Kyle Pitts for a few games due to injury, and with Drake London still recovering from a quadriceps injury that limited him to just 55% of the snaps last week, the team has been searching for that explosive receiver who can elevate their offense. Waddle, at just 27 years old, is exactly that guy, an elite speedster who can stretch defenses and contribute significantly in yards after the catch, or YAC as we call it in league circles. His ability to turn short passes into big plays is what makes him a perfect complement to Pitts and the other weapons Atlanta has, like Robinson and Achane, who's been working his way back from injury. Now, what makes this even more interesting is Waddle's situation in Miami. He's been somewhat frustrated this season because, despite his explosive talent, targets have been limited. His average targets per game in 2025 are just around 6-2, which isn't what you'd expect from a player of his caliber. He's been vocal, or at least implied through his play, that he wants more opportunities, especially since he's proven to be a YAC monster, averaging around 6.4 yards after the catch, which puts him in the top 10 league-wide. His career totals are impressive, close to 800 receiving yards and 32 touchdowns. And he made the Pro Bowl in 2023 and 2024, so the talent is undeniable. Despite a shoulder injury in Week 3 that limited his snaps, Waddle came back strong in Week 6, posting 98 yards and a touchdown against the Colts. That kind of resilience and explosiveness is exactly what the Falcons need right now. But the Dolphins aren't just looking to trade Waddle for cap relief. They're also thinking about their future. Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback, has been in a bit of a slump with a QBR of 83.6, which isn't terrible but is below expectations for a guy with his talent. Their offensive line has been struggling, giving up an average of 3.9 sacks per game, which has impacted their overall offensive efficiency. Plus, the Dolphins are looking at their secondary in the draft. After Jalen Ramsey's departure in free agency, they need to add some young talent there. The trade of Waddle would also free up around $13 million in cap space, which could be used to extend players like Devon Achane, who's been a bright spot but has missed a couple of games with a hamstring injury. Now, let's talk about the impact on the Falcons because, honestly, if this trade goes through, it could ignite something special in Atlanta. Waddle paired with Pitts creates a nightmare matchup for defenses. The Falcons' passing game could see a significant boost, with their expected points added per pass increasing by around 14%, which is huge. This would elevate their overall offensive efficiency, moving them from a middling 20th in passing yards to a top 12 unit, averaging around 280 yards per game. Plus, Waddle's YAC ability. Imagine him working underneath, turning quick screens into big gains, would open up opportunities for Bijan Robinson. He's had a solid season with 612 rushing yards, averaging 4.2 yards per carry, but with Waddle stretching defenses, Robinson could see even more running lanes. And let's not forget the role of Kyle Pitts. With Waddle's speed and ability to create separation, defenses might start to shift their focus, which could give Pitts more room to operate in the middle of the field. The combination of Waddle's speed and Pitts' size and mismatch potential could make Atlanta's offense a nightmare to defend. Statistically, Waddle's addition could improve the Falcons' YAC total by around 20%, which is critical in today's NFL where yards after catch often determine the outcome of drives. His ability to generate big plays, over 20 yards, on nearly every game would open up the field, especially in play-action situations where the Falcons want to take shots downfield. Now, looking at the NFC South landscape, this move could be a game-changer. The division has been somewhat unpredictable this year, with the Saints, Panthers, and Bucs all vying for position, but the Falcons could become serious contenders if they make this move. Their odds of reaching the Super Bowl could jump significantly. Initially, they're at plus 12-0, but after acquiring a player like Waddle, those odds could improve to around plus 5-0. This isn't just speculation. It's based on the potential impact Waddle could have as a playoff X-factor. We've seen in past seasons how a single trade or acquisition can transform a team's fortunes. Think about the 2024 Texans, who traded for Diggs and saw their offense jump by nearly 190 yards in the air in the second half of the season. Waddle's addition could do something similar for Atlanta, especially if Penix or Cousins, depending on who's under center, can leverage his speed and YAC ability. In terms of the playoff picture, this trade could push the Falcons from a potential wildcard contender to a legit playoff threat. With Waddle's ability to stretch the field and create mismatches, defenses would have to devote extra resources to contain him, freeing up Pitts and Robinson to operate in space. Their offensive numbers could see a real jump, especially in yards per pass attempt and third down conversion rates. The red zone efficiency could also improve, with Waddle's ability to make contested catches and turn short passes into touchdowns adding to Atlanta's scoring potential. It's a move that could elevate their points per game, push them closer to the top of the NFC standings, and make the Falcons a true dark horse in the postseason. From the Falcons' perspective, this is about more than just a player swap. It's about signaling to the entire league that Atlanta is serious about contending now. The division is wide open, and with the right moves, they could capitalize on the NFC South's chaos. The Falcons are also looking to extend their window with key players like Pitts and Robinson, and acquiring Waddle would be a clear message. They're all in on this season and beyond. The coaching staff, led by Arthur Smith, would have a new weapon that could help unlock the full potential of their offense. With Waddle's speed and playmaking ability, defenses would have to scheme differently, which could lead to more explosive plays and big-time drives. But let's keep it real. There's skepticism, too. Miami's rebuild isn't guaranteed to succeed overnight. They're still dealing with injuries like a chain's hamstring tear, and the overall team chemistry and consistency are issues. The odds of Miami making a deep playoff run are at plus 13-0, which has fallen from earlier expectations. So this trade, if it happens, could be a gamble for the Dolphins, but a massive upgrade for the Falcons. It's about seizing opportunities, about making bold moves when the moment calls for it. And Atlanta, with their young core and talented roster, could very well be on the cusp of something big. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Waddle will make the difference? Are you excited about the potential of this trade? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Thanks for riding along with me today, and as always, keep that Falcons passion alive.